I'll start by introducing myself. So my name is Arjun and I lead marketing for this new product called Zoho Tables. In today's session, we will cover how Zoho Tables can help you organize your work data and streamline your processes. So when we talk about an e-commerce business, there are several operations, right? First thing is you are listing your products in an e-commerce site, something like a Shopify or a Zoho Commerce. And then once an order is placed, you have to manage the orders, and then you have to manage the shipping, and then you have to manage the customer reviews, and then you have to manage the customer database. So there are these different kinds of operations that is part of your business, right? And when you have a simple tool that looks very close to a spreadsheet, but it can scale up to a no-code builder where you can create your own work management solutions, no matter what kind of operation that is, be it a customer relationship database, or an order management database, or if you want to streamline your shipping process, if you want to streamline your order management process, all of that can be done with the same tool, right? So there are two things that can be achieved with a product like Zoho Tables. One is you can streamline and automate all of your processes. And the second thing is you can actually organize all of your work data in this simple tool, right? So we will talk about the e-commerce use cases in this session. We will show how Zoho Tables can be used for the following use cases, right? Merin, after me, will show you how she will first talk about what is Zoho Tables, what is a work management software, and then she will quickly jump into a product demo where she will actually show you how you can use. Yeah, she will actually show you how you can use the product and how it looks.
Thank you, Arjun, for that intro. I think I'll just take it forward from there. We'll just give a quick intro as to what is Zoho Tables. And like I would say that while addressing some of the commonly asked questions that we've had, so since the launch, we've had a lot of questions from our users, from the partner community, and some of the questions that we've had is in this order. So we'll just answer those questions in the same way. So this will be the agenda, and let's just go ahead with the next slide. Yeah. So what is a work management software? So like when you think about a work management software, something that, I think teams or even individuals would think of is getting work done, and like, getting it efficiently done. So, but when you look at the nitty-gritty details of work, there are a lot of things that take place in terms of managing the team, the way the team collaborates with each other, and this is how we would look at a work management software, an efficient one. So the first thing that we look at is when you are working in a team, like everyone, should know how things are done. There should be transparency in terms of what is happening. And in terms of the processes also, there will be a lot of processes that you as a team will be working on. This also includes a lot of repetitive and consuming tasks, which might take up your time when you want to focus on things that actually matter. So this is where streamlining your work and automating your process comes into the picture. The second thing that we look at when we look at a work management software is structuring all of your data, deriving those insights, and getting the input that you're looking for from the data that you have. So the third one, which is a very obvious and universal thing, is that no tool in the world can save a broken team. But like once you have set the culture right, the thing that you are looking for is a tool with the right features that help you collaborate with your team together. And this should ensure transparency and should nudge people in the right direction. So the next question that we would get from users would be, what is our approach to work management, right? So Zoho has been in the ecosystem for about 2.5 decades. And one thing that we have seen from our experience is that data management is at the core of our work management. So, there are different types of data. So we have process related data, we have work related data, we have metadata, right? So now, for example, if I think of a creative director that, who gets a lot of creative reviews or creative work from different cross-functional teams, there are different types of data that the creative director looks into, like, right? So one is when it comes to, looking at the drafts, that you get, the different iterations that take place, that would come under work related data. Then we also have process related data. So who would be reviewing this data? Who is the approver? That would come under the process related data. And the third type of data, which is the metadata, would be when was this created, when was it modified, when the draft was modified. Those things would be categorized under metadata. Now, one another question that we usually get is, who is the ideal user of Zoho Tables, right? So we have categorized this. We have created a framework based on how we have divided our users, and we have three different levels of users that we look into. So the first level of user would be somebody who doesn't have a centralized application, right? So you might be working with various different tools, and there is no like there's no unified system that is holding all of these tools together. So that is the first level of users that we're looking at. The second level of users we're looking at is spreadsheet users. Spreadsheet users who are using spreadsheet for managing their work. And the third level that we look at in this framework is users who are using like highly sophisticated softwares. For example, if it's a sales manager, you're working with a full-blown CRM, or if it's like somebody in the legal side who is working with a full-blown CLM. So they might be using these softwares, but one question that they might have is they are not using like the optimal use of these softwares that they have bought, and hence not taking the complete advantage of these softwares. So these are the three types of users that we are looking at. Now, when we look at, for example, a spreadsheet, this is how the data looks like. It's very one-dimensional in terms of, how you can view the data. There is not a lot of things that you can do with this. Now, when you look at the same data moving into tables, this is how the interface looks like. You get a very fresh, view of your data, which is structured very neatly, and it's very intuitive in terms of how you look at the data, and it becomes much more easier for you to manage your work. This is how we look at data flowing into tables typically. So the first thing that we see is feeding your data. So we have over 20 plus field types, and you can store your data among all these field types, including AI field types that we have. So we have 3 AI field types as well. So you can feed your data based on the type of work that you have. And once your data is feeded in, the next thing that you would look at is structuring and organizing this data. So you might want to create links or relationships between these data. And this would again, we have this feature called link records, which help us in linking all of these data together and creating meaningful relationship across this data that we have. The third thing that we look at is, once we have the data structured and organized well enough, there are these processes that take place in any team, or even if you're working as an individual, where you will have set of processes that take place. And when you have these set of processes, there might be things there are a lot of repetitions or routine tasks that have to take place, and this is where automation comes into the picture, and it helps you to streamline your work and helps you to cut back on those mundane tasks by automating these processes. The third thing that we also would look at is, once we have a structure, once we have automated our tasks, we might want to look at our data in different ways. So we have multiple views in tables which help us to make sense of the same data in different perspectives, right? So it helps you when you're working with cross-functional teams. There might be teams which are looking at viewing the same data in a very different way as compared to some other team. So we will also look into that when we are going into the demo. So we have 5 views currently, and we will be looking at the demo. And the third and the last thing that we have is collaboration. Any team that you work in, there's a lot of collaboration that takes into place, where you have to work with your peers, get things done, and you might need some requests, some approvals from them, or just quickly just check on a particular draft that you have worked on. You can do this within tables using features that we have, including record comments, collaborator field. So these are some of the options. We also have view share. I will be showing that to you as well. And so these are some of the things that you can do with tables. And I think I'll just quickly go to the next slide that we have. So this is how we define Zoho Tables as. Zoho Tables is an easy to use work management tool that helps plan and track work efficiently. It helps you to organize and visualize your data and helps you to collaborate contextually with your teams and streamline your workflows. Now, before I jump into the demo, I think I'll quickly get started with the hierarchy within tables, some of the terms that you might commonly be using. So let's just look into those terms that we have. The first one is the portal. So when you create a Zoho Tables account, the first thing that you will be assigned is a portal. This will be the gateway to your account. And the portal will consist of workspace. So workspace is nothing but the folder that you see here. This is one of the workspaces, and there are multiple different workspaces within this portal. So you can categorize this based on department or function, based on however you choose to club all of those folders together, right? The third thing that we have is, after the workspace, is the base, which is a collection of tables. This is where you manage your work, and you will have multiple tables all connected together, and you create specific tasks or workflows within this base. The next thing that we have is, within the base, we have tables. So like if you see list of cars, this is one table that we have. We can add multiple tables to this base and connect them together and manage and track our work. So the table also consists of records and fields. So records consist of a particular item's information in a particular row, and fields are columns which where you organize your data and structure them based on the different field types that you have. We also have a lightweight mobile application in our OS, iOS and our Android applications as well. So you can also use tables while you're on the go, when you have to quickly just get a quick overview of what is happening within your team, even while you're out and about. So this is another way that you can manage and track your work. Now I'll just quickly get into the demo. I think I'll just go to the base that I have here. So this is how the workspace looks like. This is how the interface looks like. And you can see these tiny tiles we have. These are the bases that I was talking about. And if you look at the hamburger icon here, you can also see all the other workspaces that are part of this portal that we have, right? So you can add multiple workspaces to your portal. We also have collaborators here. You can add collaborators to your workspace. You can add, the team members that you're working with, and you can also give them different types of access level as well, based on the options that we have here in the drop down option available. And now if I look at this option, the plus add base option, if I click on this down arrow, I can see I have these this menu pops in, and you can see these options available to add a base to your workspace. In this case, the workspace is Zilker eCommerce. So I have these options available. And the first thing is templates. So right now we have over 40 plus templates that Zoho Tables offers. And you can also look at these templates and take a look at how you could use it in your particular business, or in your particular use case that you have, and you can customize it the way that you want, right? So this will give you like a base from which you can build your workflows. Now, the second thing is, we can also import data. Now, if you see, you have these different file formats that are available, including Excel file formats that you can just directly upload and into the table, into tables, and you can work on your data. We also can create an empty base from scratch. We have also two options available right now where you can import your data from Zoho CRM. So if you have Zoho CRM with you and you want to just work with some data from CRM, you can just click on these options, click on the modules that you would like, and you can import it directly into tables. We also have spreadsheet.com. If you are a spreadsheet.com user and If you would like to migrate your data into tables, you can do this via this option as well. Now, I think I'll just quickly create an empty base. Yeah. So I can see that we have a empty base created, and you can just rename this base. For example, in this case, I'll just change it to inventory and order management. And I have these default field types which are available. So we have a text field, we have an attachment field, we have a collaborator field, and we have the status. So if you want to keep a track of where your item is at, you can do this using this option. We also have the ETA field, which is nothing but the date and time field. And you can see that we are inside one table right now, and this particular view is called the grid view. Now, if you look at this view option, you can add more views. You can also see what is your current view right now. So this is one of the views that we have. You can add multiple views to your table as well. Now, this is the grid view. We have the gallery view, Kanban, calendar, and form view. I'll quickly show you that in the next space that I have. And you can add more tables to this. You can share it to whoever you want to work with in your team. I'll also show you how the view share option works in a bit. So this is how it looks like typically when you open an empty base. Now I'll just quickly go to, I'll go to a pre-filled base. So this is how it looks like. So this is an inventory and order management base, and I have added all the products that I'm selling with in the e-commerce platform. I have the product name, the product type, if it's an indoor and outdoor plant, the product image and descriptions. And also I have the supplier details, which I have linked with the supplier table. So I will just show you, this is how it looks like. And if you, for example, if you want to just, quickly look at your data from a product catalog point of view, you can do this by clicking on this gallery option, where you get to view your data from and more from a visual perspective. And if you want to share this with someone, you can do that as well. You can use the card builder option here. So we have the gallery card builder, which helps us to design our gallery view based on our preference. Okay. We can add multiple fields and use the drag and drop option to, work on our gallery card builder. And we'll just, and we can also sort it out based on, the name in ascending or descending order. I'll just go to the grid view quickly and show you that as well. So right now I have already sorted it based on alphabetical order, and you can see it here. And now if, for example, if I see here, I have this, if I want to just color my record, that is, if based on, the light requirements of the plant, I can just use the record color option here, where I have two options available here. One is the single select field and one is the condition field. So single select is a field type, and you can also color your records based on a specific condition that you put. So here I'm just going to click on this. And now, for example, if I want to just maybe choose the plant type is any of, and I can choose indoor plants, and I can just record my color my records based on this. And you can see this option available here, right? And this is one thing that we have. These are the view configurations that we have. So even if, for example, you want to, just change the record height, you can do this via the record height option. And to make it more legible or easy to read, filter is also the condition option available. But if you use a color option, you can filter it based on a specific color, right? Now, if I look at this, I can see that I have a specific, this is in a different color, right? So what I have done is I have this particular field, the supplier field, I have linked it to my supplier table. Now, if I click on this, I can see this option. I can see the table I have chosen to link the supplier. It's the supplier table. And then when I go to advanced, I have shown a display field. So I'm displaying the supplier's name here, and I have chosen that as well, right? So now if I go to the supplier table, I can see the names here, and you can see the supplier details available here, right? The supplier phone, email, the product that it is linked to. So when you create a link in from supplier to from the product to the supplier, a bidirectional relationship is created. So in this case, we have this link to the supplier as well, from the supplier to the all products as well, right? So I have chosen to display product ID and not the product name in this case. So I can see that the link has been created in this way. Now, if I go to the, I also can see there are these procurement orders that I have made here, the total procurement order price, right? And now, if I go to the procurement table, this is the table where I'm, sending these orders to the suppliers. If we need some particular stock for a particular product, so I have used the product name here. I have linked this also to my product table, and I can see that this has been linked. I also can see that the supplier has been linked to the procurement, the supplier name has been linked to the supplier table here. I have the purchase order date here and the status of each of these purchase orders. I also have these record colors that I can see here in red. So I have basically colored them based on, if these items have been already paid or not. So if it is not paid, it has been highlighted for me to, um, take take note of this and make the payments for these particular purchase orders that I have made with the suppliers, right? And I also can see there is a lookup here. So the lookup is a field type which can be used when you have a link that has been created, and based on that link, you can look up data from that table that you have linked with, and it will be basically a mirror of the same data. It will not work like a link field where you have a bi-directional relationship. This will be like a one-way relationship that you're creating. So in this case, I have chosen to link it with the products link field, and I'm choosing the field that I want to look up in this case, which is the supplier price, right? Um, Now, if I go here, I can see that I have a supplier price field, and I also have a selling price. So this supplier price field has been mirrored into my procurements table. Now, I also can see that I can see the number of quantity that I have received here using the roll up option. So roll up is a field type which helps you to create an aggregate of the link fields that you have. So in this case, I'm choosing the link field purchase order, link to purchase order. So I have this particular field, and what I have done is I have chosen the field that I want to roll up, right? So if I go to the purchase order, I can see the total price here, right? And I also can see the quantity received in the products table. So what I'm doing is I'm summing up all the quantity that I received for this particular product, in this case, Peace Lily plant, and I'm mentioning it here. The other thing that I also can see is the units sold. This is again a roll up which I have taken. This I have linked it to the line item order, right? So we have a line item order table. So every time a customer makes an order, there is a line item that is created here. You can see the line item ID, the product, the quantity that the customer has ordered, and the price, the selling price for that order, and the revenue here as well. This is a formula field that I have used. So if I look in this, I have multiplied the quantity field with the selling price. And now I've also linked to the customer order, right? So this is the particular customer who has purchased this particular item and the number of quantities that they have. Now, if I go to the all products table, I can see that the number of units that have been sold, right? So I can when I link it to the line item order, I can see the quantity that the line item has, and I can sum up that quantity, and I can show it all together for this specific product. That it has been these many items have been sold, and these many items have been received. Now, what I can do is I can keep a track of all the stock that I have in hand by just using the formula field here, where I have subtracted the quantity received by this units sold. And I can also see a revenue roll up here, which I've again linked to the line item order. Now, if I go to the line item order, we have this item revenue. And I have summed up all the item revenues using the sum formula here. So I can see the total revenue of each of these products, and I can keep a track of how much revenue has come from each specific product, right? Now, if I go to the other tables, I also have created some more views here. So let's just look at how this looks like. Now, if I go to the product, this purchase order status, the procurement orders that I have made, I can see that which particular order has been placed, what is in transit, what has been received. So what happened here is, if I go to the grid view, we have a status field which has been converted to a for us to view from a Kanban point of view. So this helps me to quickly keep track of what is the status of each item that I have procured from different suppliers, where it is at, and if I've received it, if it is in transit, I can use the Kanban view and do this. Now, the other thing that I also have is a procurement order form. So I have created a form here where, if I can just share this form with the supplier and they can just fill in this data. So now, for example, I have this purchase order from the product that I want, the supplier name, and I can just fill in the quantity that I would like. Now, if I click on the share option here, I get this link, which I can just copy and share it with anyone with the link, right? So in this case, I've only chosen portal, but if I just copy this, I'll just show you how the form view would look like. So this is how it looks like. So you can share this with whoever needs to, fill in this purchase order form. And so this is another view that we have. I already showed you the gallery view, the Kanban, and the form view. Now, for example, now if I go to the all products order, sorry, not the all products, the supplier order, I can see I have some more like links that I've like some more roll-ups that I've created that I mentioned, like the total procurement order price. Now, in this case, the total procurement order has been rolled up from the purchase order, and I've also calculated the price of the total procurement for a specific product. The another thing that I can do in this particular in this particular use case that I have is I can also use automation, right? So while we have checked views, we have also checked different field types that we have here. Automation is another great feature that you can use. In this case, I have used it to create an automation where I get notified every time, I get notified when the stocks are less, and I can just reorder those stocks. So I've created this notification where I have used so we have two triggers. I think before that, I'll just show you how this looks like. So this is how an automation, the panel looks like. We have two options in the trigger option. One is when a record is created, and the other one is when a record is updated. So in this case, I have used the record is updated option, and yeah, I've selected the table, all tables, and the condition that I have kept is when stock in hand is less than 10, right? So I can see the formula field here. So if whenever the stock reduces, I can just send an email saying, that stock needs to be reordered, right? So this item needs to be restocked. I can send like a trigger, an action, and this will be sent to my email, and the person will be notified on reordering the stock. Yeah. Now, so this is how an inventory and order management base looks like. I will also just quickly show you on something that I had created using an e-commerce store that I created here. I can see some of these items that I have here. Now, if I quickly just add these to the cart, right? If I'm adding them to the cart, I can now view the cart here. I have one item each. I can check out this item. Just quickly fill in. So now I'll just give some placeholder content and yeah. Right? And when I click on the continue option here, yeah, so I can see the shipping and billing address has been there, shipping methods have been shown here. I'll just check, click on COD, cash on delivery for now, complete the order. Yeah, so this has been done. And so when I look at the line item order, it gets added in this section, right? So you can see two items have been updated right now, right? And you can see my name here. And so this was done via Zoho Flow. So I think I'll just quickly show you that. So we created a flow here where we we basically captured data from Zoho Commerce, and then we created a record within Zoho Tables. So Zoho Tables, you can integrate your platforms with Zoho Tables, where you can capture data from tables and then showcase in tables to work on and manage your items, right? So this was done via Flow. The other way could also be via APIs. You can do it. We also are bringing webhooks soon, so it should be available by Q3, I think, and we also have some other exciting features that are coming up. So this is one way that you could use an inventory and order management. You can also, manage your orders. You can, send product catalogs. There are endless use cases to using how you as an e-commerce user can, take advantage of tables, right? So this is one way of doing it. So I think I'll just quickly go back to how, like the yeah, I'll go back to the slides and yeah, I'll just go to the next thing. And so, like I mentioned, we have different ways that tables can be used for different use cases based on the persona. And because of it being so easy to customize, it can be leveraged in the best way possible without like not using the most of the product, right? So based on your use case, you can customize it. And because it's also very easy to use, it helps you to just quickly set up those workflows in minutes, and it helps you to like create those workflows that are very seamless and can integrate with other products as well. So these are some of the use cases that we have. Be it event management, book catalog. We also have, like I mentioned, with e-commerce, you have order management, order fulfillment. We have inventory management, which we can do via tables. These are some of the use cases. And how can you access tables, right? So you can just go to zoho.com/tables, and you can access tables by signing up. If you already are a Zoho One user, like I mentioned earlier, you can request us access and send us an email at support@zohotables.com. And once that is done, you can we will get back to you and provide you access for the professional plan. These are some of the things that our early adopters had to say about tables, and we were really like happy to see the kind of comments that we got from them. Some of the roadmap, like the feature roadmaps that we have in in our upcoming immediate short term roadmap would be is one is the field types in terms of content generation. We also have an interface option that we are bringing in terms of dashboards creation, and we also have group by that we are planning to bring in the grid view, where you can group a set of items together. Schedule automation is another feature that we are planning to bring in very soon. And this will be available to you as well. And we have the Zoho under Zoho ecosystem. We are also looking at integrating with other platforms. One is exporting data from tables to creator. So that is one way that you could use, where you can use your data from tables to creator. Another thing is importing the sheet we have from Zoho sheet to tables, where you can export all of your data from sheet to tables. The export option will also be coming very soon, that we are thinking of in this upcoming quarters. Webhooks is one another feature that I mentioned earlier that we are planning to bring in very soon. These are some of the long-term feature roadmaps that we have in mind. Integration with Airtable is also something that we're looking at soon. And yeah.
Thank you, Marin. That was a really insightful demo. So friends, so as you saw, if you have your front end or the front end of your e-commerce business somewhere, say a Shopify or Zoho Commerce, everything that happens in the back end, you do have sophisticated software for all of these individual items. But if you're looking for a simple tool that can scale up to solve all of your problems, that is Zoho Tables for you. So what happens is, when somebody places an order in an e-commerce site, the order can be automatically looped in using flow into Zoho Tables. And if you have an order management table in Zoho Tables, you can have all of the orders, and when an order is placed, the inventory gets automatically updated. So what you're basically doing is you're having a bunch of tables inside Zoho Tables. So you have an order management table, you have a product table, you have your customer database table, and all of that. So when an order is placed, your inventory is automatically updated. When the inventory goes beyond the threshold, an order is automatically placed to the vendor for procurement. So all of this can be automated and streamlined using very, very simple things. So the tool looks like a spreadsheet. You have to add a bunch of fields that will hold your data. It will structure your data. And then for minor changes in the data, you can trigger a workflow, and that will streamline your process. So this is what we have in store, right? For example, if you want to manage a customer database, you do have a CRM for it, right? If you want to manage your backend operations for an event, you do have a backstage for it, right? So yes, so we will circle back to the original thought that we started this session with. So if you are using no application, that is, if you are at the level 1 where you don't have a central application to manage a system, or if you're in level 2 where you're using a very simple spreadsheet to manage your work, spreadsheet is an amazing tool for computation and analysis, but it's not designed for work management. So when you scale, when you grow, when your operations scale, a spreadsheet won't scale with you. So if you are in level 1 or level 2, or if you're in level 3 where you have these sophisticated softwares, but what in reality you are using only a fraction of the capabilities of those sophisticated software, but you are still paying those exorbitant prices. So if you are somebody who is looking to optimize your software cost and software usage, or if you're somebody in level 1 or level 2 who is trying to upgrade your software so that you can scale fastly, so that is exactly where Zoho Tables fits in, right? And in some cases, in most of our cases, since we are here in the Zoho ecosystem, and we also have these sophisticated products like a CRM or a support, the kind of conversations that we have with our customers or prospects is where, even though they have these sophisticated software to manage specific aspects of their business, there are still needs, there are still use cases that will fall between the cracks of these sophisticated software. And when you have such needs, a tool like Zoho Tables, which is very simple and easy to use and very quick to set up. So for example, the template that you just that you just saw, whatever Marin presented, it was done in a day, right? Done in a day to think, for us to think what an e-commerce business goes through. But if you are an e-commerce business, if you know what exactly happens, to set it up, you will not take more than 20-30 minutes, right? So that is how quickly you can set up your system. So it will look very misleadingly simple, but it is extremely powerful. So this is how we would like to put it. Zoho Tables is a simple yet powerful work management software. It can actually double up as a database. It can actually double up as a no-code software. So the possibilities are vast. And in fact, our next ask or next request would be for you to try Zoho Tables. When you start it, if you need any support, we are here to support you. You can just drop us a message at support@zohotables.com, or we will drop an email address here, which is hello@zohotables.com, where you can directly reach us. And we will be more than happy to connect with you one-on-one to understand your specific requirement and set up a table or a template for you. Because when we have a template that works for most of the e-commerce businesses here, we have a template that can go on our page. We can have all of the e-commerce businesses use these templates right from the get-go, right? Yeah, so to answer Joe, we do have these individual products that can do these sophisticated specific needs, but those will be multiple different products across which you are managing this data. And if you're looking for a simple tool where you can manage all of them reasonably well in a simple single tool, I think that is where Zoho Tables is coming in. Yeah, so analytics is our data insight platform. So if you have a lot of your business data, our analytics will convert that data into business insights based on how you want to look at that data, right? So that is where an analytics comes into the picture. Zoho Tables is more a data organization tool and not an analytics tool, and it is more a work management tool. So I think that is how Zoho Tables is different from an analytics.